So next up we have Anna Weymann. Now, Anna's going to be a topic today, or title of her presentation today is "We're All Addicts: Destigmatizing Substance Use Disorders."
We are in a pandemic, but not the one you're thinking of. I'm here to talk with you about the addiction pandemic. In 2020, our daily attention was brought to the number of people dying from the COVID-19 virus. Over 38,000 people died in the United States. But surprisingly, this is less than half of the 92,000 people that died from drug overdose. Drug-related deaths have been rising for years, and this isn't on the news. Substance use disorder affects 14.5% of American adults. In this room, statistically, about 12 of us have a substance use disorder. This includes substances like opiates, alcohol, marijuana, dissociatives. But addiction is simply the habitual and compulsive use of dopamine-stimulating substances or activities, which we all engage with every day. It is controversial to say we are all addicts. We do not all have a substance use disorder, but we are dependent on the molecule that drives addiction, dopamine. Dopamine has two primary functions in the brain: motivating for survival and regulating movement. This 500-million-year-old system evolved to encourage life-sustaining activities, motivating us to seek food, shelter, sex, and socialization, what we need to survive and procreate. But this system has been hijacked by a modern-day abundance of high dopamine stimulus. Think heroin, sugar, Instagram. Here's how it works. Your brain remembers there are Oreos in the kitchen. Lots of fat and sugar. This means survival. This stimulates craving, which results in the motivation to walk to the kitchen, open the package, and continue to eat until the brain finds a compelling reason to stop or loses the motivation to continue. Dopamine is what makes this movement possible and habitual and compulsive. This is the same system that is responsible for substance use disorder. Once the brain is tuned to crave the higher dopamine stimulus in red, it becomes desensitized, and the lower dopamine stimulus in yellow is no longer satisfying. So here's my research question. If addiction is a dysfunction of the brain's dopamine system that in part regulates movement, is it possible to use movement to rehabilitate this system and restore normal function? Physical therapists have excellent results in treating many other neurological disorders, and people with a substance use disorder could also benefit from movement-based neurological rehabilitation. We need research and clinical trials to determine how physical therapists may most effectively utilize movement to rehabilitate and retune the dial of the dopamine system in addicted brains. It is my hope that with interprofessional collaboration that all people caught in the grip of addiction can make a full neurological recovery and return to enjoying the simple pleasures of life. Thank you.
So you mentioned that addiction kind of is more widespread than COVID. So was your degree going through your program affected by COVID at all?
Oh yeah, it definitely was, especially in physical therapy. We're a hands-on profession. And so a lot of our classes went to digital, but we got to come in for our hands-on work, which was amazing.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.